I have some amazing individuals here, and we're going to be looking into December in Ghana. We're going to have some diaspora conversations, and we want you to join in on that, all right? So stay with us. Let me quickly say good morning to Dr. Ashley Milton. She's the founder, She Grows It. Good morning. How you doing? It's good to have you. I have Dr. Laurie Adams also here. Good morning. She's the Executive Director, Ghana ASCD. Good to have you. Diallo Sombri, CEO of the Dinkra Group, is here. Good morning. Peter Mensah is also here. He's the CEO of the Janu Limited. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. Wow. So here's what we're going to do, all right? We're going to share our experiences so that everyone else who's watching can know what it feels like. So the experience, I'm going to have you look at it this way. Between the indigenes and diasporans. And then on the other side, diasporans who are just coming in and leaving, and those who reside here now. All right? So maybe I can start with you. If you can just run me through your own personal experiences and what you make of it.
In Ghana in general?
In Ghana in general.
Oh, wow, that's a big question. The experiences vary. I've been here for about 10 years. I've made a shift from coming here on a spiritual journey to doing business here, moving here full time, living here, and having a plethora of experiences. Okay. I've done Deti December in Ghana, whatever you want to call it. I've done it for some years. It's an enthralling experience. For those people from the US or other places who may not have ever experienced it, it's a good way to put your body through a test. Okay. It's a good way to see how your body can function with only a few hours of sleep for about a 10-day period, because it's that much going on. I think it's done it's had an amazing impact on Ghana, on its tourism industry, on its general marketing and promotion, and I love it. You know, I mean, we could get it, there's a whole bunch of details you can get into it, but the Deti is definitely Detiing.
Dr. Ashley, let me pick your thoughts on look, how long you've been here. First, we'd have to establish that, how long you've been here, and then if there's been any transitions within that particular period.
Definitely. So I've been here almost 10 years, similar to Diallo, and I guess the transitions that I've seen is that there's been obviously an influx of tourists that have come, and we kind of saw a decrease after COVID, and then it picked right back up. But I guess some of the things that I've seen is there's a lot more development, a lot more restaurants, a lot more apartments, but there's also a bit more of the sprawl between those that are coming in, diaspora visitors versus locals, who are finding it really hard. What I hear mostly is like, there's no money in the system, there's no money in the system. So I think that the juxtaposition between the Deti December or the December in Ghana versus how we are being for the local economy is some things that have transitioned in a way that may not be so great.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Laurie, you talk to me about what you make of the economy as you have witnessed it and experienced it in December in Ghana.
I mean, since living here, I now feel it as a resident, right? So one clear way every day is just the cost of Uber goes up quite a bit, or Bolt, any of those during December. Also, just restaurants, all the prices to go anywhere is incredibly expensive and cost prohibitive for most, I would say, locals, and a lot of us, you know, in the diaspora who live here. But yes, it just seems to be increasingly more expensive and very congested.
Right. Peter, let me find out from you. Well, we say December in Ghana, or December, or however you want to call it, and all the advertisements we make around it, trying to pull everyone else in. Do we have enough, I don't want to say spots, I don't want to say sites, but do we have enough events going on? Do we have enough entertainment centers? And if you look at the mix, is it spread across? Is it proportionate enough?
Proportionate enough? Maybe not. Enough venues? I think that might be lacking in some ways, but I believe that there has to be enough because people continue to come year over year. So obviously the market is kind of taking care of filling that void. You see things go up in a relatively short amount of time just before things pick up in December. So the preparation gets done. I just think it needs to be planned better to maybe incorporate other regions and other areas to spread it out a little bit so the economic impact can be felt all around Ghana as opposed to just being centered in a small bubble, as you mentioned, in Accra. But yeah, if those are done, I think it could have a bigger impact.
You think if we spread it across the country, we'll still make the same impact or even bigger impacts?
I think it could have a bigger impact economically. And I think some of the adverse economic impacts that we're feeling in Accra, the congestion and the likes, would be dissipated a bit. You get to spread it.
Diallo, you sharing the same?
I do. I think that if it's well planned, then it'll actually be bigger than everybody think it is. For example, even so I run a travel and tourism company here, the Adinkra Group. We had the benefit of being co-architects of Ghana's Year of Return, so we've been around for a while. We bring large numbers of people throughout the year. So I think specifically for December, if it's well planned, for example, in January, anybody listening, government, or you guys doing events, I'm giving you this advice for free, okay? I'm not charging you right now.
It's free consultation.
It's a free consultation. In the first quarter of the year, you have your major events that are happening every year. Why isn't government sitting down with all of those people? Why aren't you looking at the roadways, the pathways, and the traffics to get to those events and what that looks like? Ghana Tourism Authority started this year and they did like some free buses. It's the beginning to get to certain events, right? So you know what's going to happen. But of course there's competition, so people don't want to put out their events. You don't have to say who's performing, et cetera. There are things that you can do by the quarter of each year to literally prepare for a better December. There are certain things that the government can do around restrictions. They have the ability to restrict companies from some of the price raises, right? With Uber, with hotels, with this, like, so there are things that you can do, and it could be a concerted effort amongst nonprofit, amongst government, and amongst the independent parties to actually do exactly what Peter said, which is to spread it out and to make sure that there are enough events that both local indigents can afford to, go to, get access to, other people coming in, diasporas living in Ghana. It's not impossible. It's not the first, and it's not the largest. It's not like there aren't festivals around the world that take 500,000 people, 1 million people. We have examples. There's a way to do it. We just have to decide that we want that to happen. And I think once, free advice, once this happens, Ghana will stop becoming so seasonal. So now you don't have to worry about everybody trying to make all of the money they can in December for the first 2 quarters of the next year. That's why the prices are so high, because it's like, I need to make as much money as I can for the next 6 months. So there's a way to do it. It's just how serious are we about doing it?
Right. Dr. Ashley, I was just going to ask you about that. The 2 ways of spreading, if you like, these festivities, one geographically and then seasonally. So I was going to ask, why just December, and why can't we have a calendar for a full year?
Well, I think we can have a calendar for a full year. I think that before 2019, December has always been, for me, who spent my career living and working on the continent of Africa, I think December has always been a time where diaspora who are abroad come home, because that's when you get your paid time off. So that's when they come back and they spend and they hang out with family. Year of Return has kind of expanded that. So I think that what we need to do is start to do more events around different seasons. And then also, you asked Peter about venue spaces. I do think that there needs to be an investment in additional concert and venue spaces outside of Accra. So we're talking about the Central region, which is the most toured region in Ghana. Where are the venue spaces there? Takoradi. We know that we have space in Kumasi. What about the north? So I think that geographically, we have so much culture, so much customs. Ghana is so beautiful, but we're only doing things in Accra. So I think that what I would charge to events staff and organizers is to get outside of the city and really show that Ghana is beyond Accra. So we talked about, you know, beyond aid, beyond this, but we really need to get beyond Accra. And so I'm definitely gonna just take a moment to plug my beach resort, Anomansa Beach Resort in Elmina. We are still selling rooms for the 31st. So come out to our Wishes and Waves party on the beach. And definitely take the moment to like quiet the noise, get to the beach, get to the mountains, you know, just really push getting outside of the city. And then also we need to just start doing more events. We have our Independence Day that's coming up in March. We need to make that a big festival, right? We have Bakatui that's over the summer in, I believe, July. So there's just a lot more festivals that we can be promoting here beyond just the Dutty December or December in GH.
True. Dr. Laurie, from what you said, do you think the locals or the indigenes feel left out of this entire celebration? Because all the talk we hear is to get diasporans to come back home. Do you think locals feel left out? Are we pushing them out of the space during these festive seasons?
I think it's a both and. So I have heard it like, yes, we feel left out, and yes, we can't wait to go party with folks. But again, it's the cost. I think that is what it makes it really difficult for people to engage in ways that they would like to. And depending upon where they live, if you're trying to be at the parties, they're in a particular area that, like we already mentioned, it's not really dispersed, and like getting there, and then will you have to be able to stay overnight? Can you afford to do that? So I do think people like to have diaspora around. That's kind of what I've heard from community, but also, like I mentioned, the increase in prices sometimes makes people feel a little salty, I think. And then also just like, okay, how am I gonna make it to the end of the year?
I think the increase in prices has a lot to do with what we've just discussed.
Yes.
That we're not having the event spread across the calendar year, and so people want to cash in when there's an event during the end of the year.
Right.
But if we're able to initiate or even push existing festivals like we have the traditional ones, we could, package it in a way that could attract the kind of traffic we're looking for across the year. And so we don't have to wait till December and then we mass up everyone else also in the same space, Accra, and leave out the rest of the country. But for Peter, I'm going to do a little bit of politics here. We're looking at how polarized our system is, right? And how policy dynamics change when there's a change in a government. This particular government is done only just about a year. This will be, if you like, their first dirty December since they took over. With all the commentary you've heard around it, do you get the sense or the feeling that if you like, the commitment towards same is there as we've seen over the period?
I think I'll speak on this purely as a small business operator.
Sure.
Stability. Stability kind of lets everyone kind of know how to plan ahead and to prepare for what's in front of you. And what this government that's currently in office has been able to do is to give small business operators a sense of stability, that they have their handle on things, and that they have a plan to how to get us to where we say we want to be. And that has kind of helped normalize some things for a lot of businesses and to allow them to plan beyond just a month or a couple of weeks. The stabilization of the dollar has been very good for a lot of people. And hopefully they're able to build on that over time. But it's like you said, it's a lot of things are outside of our control as a country. With what we're going through with the IMF currently, there's a lot of things that may happen beyond what we can control. But I think so far it looks like we're on the right course.
Diallo, what do you make of that?
Well, I mean, I think what Peter said is on point. I think that you kind of have to wait and see. I think that there are a number of things that show the level of respect towards tourism and what worked, right? So for the past 4 or 8 years, Ghana has done visa on arrival where they've waived the need for having the pre-approved arrival letter.
Yeah.
They've continued with that. Although the name is somewhat different, from Dutty December to December in Ghana.
We'll get into that controversy. We'll get there.
Well, I mean, I understand it, but it's still around the festive season.
True.
Because it's natural, it's native, and the support is there, right? So I think there are a number of items like that. I think also the push for all of the traditional areas that have their festivals throughout the year. Again, although under a different name, where before it was, Year of Return, Beyond the Return, now we have the Black Star Experience. So we see some similar things around the board, but I think that you almost have to give a new government a year, at very minimum, right? And this is not necessarily a new, but a returning government. You have to at least give them a year to see, and a year for them to get their footing and to show improve. And then I think over the next 6 months is going to be very important in terms of what those partnerships look like with small businesses. But those of us that are from the diaspora, you have a couple of different people from the diaspora. All of us here are from the diaspora. We live in Ghana, right? We would be considered historical diasporans, probably except for Peter because he has Ghanaian roots, right? But we're also very localized.
Yeah.
We all own businesses. Ashley mentioned her hotel. We have a hotel in Cape Coast, Oasis Beach Resort, right next to Oasis. Cass on another one, Coastside one in Chato. Lori's in education. Peter's in electric vehicles and solar. So we all are business owners here who live here, who contribute to our local community. We believe in durable district development, which Ashley will talk about. So this is not just a conversation of people who are just talking, but these are people who employ people who are on the ground, who live here. We see it year round. So I think we're all interested to see it be successful, and we're interested to see how it expands and grows, you know, throughout the year. But I think that no one should try to stop or end, like, you can't end December in Ghana. As Ashley talked about, maybe we need some more education, and maybe a lot more diasporans need to understand how it started. That the same way when you're at home, if you're in school and you go to school in Florida, you go home for Christmas.
Right.
So December in Ghana is people coming home for Christmas.
Homecoming.
It's a homecoming. You come home for Christmas. But it's so many, right? And now you coming with them foreign dollars. Your auntie's waiting, your mom, everybody's waiting. Right? They want to know what you got in your suitcase. What did you get? Bring me some chocolate, some clothes, some shoes. So you coming in with gifts for family, and you coming in with that hard-earned money. We just got to figure out, how do we leverage that for the year, right? And then how does government partner with diasporans like us and others to make that happen?
You have to evolve it.
Yeah.
Just effectively, just evolve it.
Right, right. Dr. Ashley, based off of what Diallo just said, you're here now, you run businesses here now, and you've been here over the period. We decided to formalize all of this about, some 8 years or so ago, by something that's been happening every December. Diasporans keep trooping into the country. So I'm going to ask you about how brand positioning has helped, and then the change of names as we've seen happen over the period, if it's hurt us in any way, or has it helped us?
I don't think the change in name has hurt. I think that once 2019 happened, and I want to take a moment to just disaggregate what diaspora means, because there are different types of diaspora.
True.
So you have Peter, who was born in Ghana, who went to university in HBCU in the US and then moved back.
Right.
So Peter Mensah is clearly from Ghana and has Ghanaian roots. Okay. Myself, Diallo, and Lori are historic diaspora. So that's different, right? So Peter can come back. Peter has a Ghanaian passport and things like that. We are here because we have this urge, this longing, this urge to kind of belong to the continent, right? Like when a child loses its parent, it wants to find the parent. So we have now come back. So I think that when we talk about the conversation, Year of Return was an invitation to historic diaspora to come and experience Ghana, to come visit and to come vacation. So now that we're actually living here, what kind of systems need to kind of be put in place for us to thrive here? So I do think that historic diaspora, when we come back, we want to do business. We want to get involved in the economy. So we see tour companies, right? We see like Mona Boyd and Mauli Jebu, who created Land Tours, who now has Anomansa. So I think that when you have partnerships with historic diaspora and Ghanaians, business can really thrive. But I think that if we try to do things in silos or singular individuals, it will be a lot harder to get past where we are now. And I definitely think that the system has to evolve. Because people people actually want to live here. They don't want to just come and visit and vacation. There's so many people who come for December in GH who stay beyond January, February, March. You look up in August, they're still here. So, you know, how do we create the spaces for those individuals to kind of really formalize themselves in our economy?
Right. Dr. Lori, you're into education. Do you think we've created enough tourism around education? We've not. That's sad.
It is. I mean, I think there has been an increase in conferences, like international conferences being hosted in Ghana. But again, the silo thing, it's like people come in and, from my experience, don't necessarily connect enough with people on the ground who are doing the work. So there's a lot of replicating of effort, I think, around the programming that we offer related to education, or the themes or the focal points that we're trying to target, instead of seeing what's already been done, let's collaborate, and then let's see how we can actually solve a problem instead of kind of talking about it in different formats. I do think that it would be great if part of the December in Ghana initiative could talk more about education. There was just recently a Diaspora district conference that was focused on education here in Ghana, and I thought it was a great time to have it while there's people here in town and people can learn about what's happening here on the ground. So I think having more initiatives like that would be great.
Right. Now, Diallo, let's get into the controversy surrounding the names. Dirty December, December in Ghana, and then what our cousins are doing in Nigeria. What do you make of it? I've even heard that we should give it an acronym, change it from Dirty December to December in Ghana, and call it DIG. I don't know what you make of all this.
Dig.
D-I-G.
D-I-G.
No, not what you're thinking.
What's really going on? Okay. I mean, I don't know that it's a controversy, right? I mean, when you look at DETI, what does DETI mean? It means having fun to no end. It means an exhilarating experience. It's just a part of the branding message, right? I love the fact that Ghana wants to put Ghana in the name. I mean, it clearly separates Ghana from Nigeria and other people. And it literally says December in Ghana. It says what it is. I think it also extends the idea to the whole month, right? So now you're saying December in Ghana, you're not saying Christmas in Ghana. Christmas in Ghana, or Deti December, is affiliated with Christmas in Ghana.
Right.
And December in Ghana says the month, that whole holiday month. And then I think if you can take that December in Ghana idea and appropriately brand it well with the Black Star experience for the entire year, and I mean, I don't think it's that much of a controversy. You know what? People got to have something to talk about, right? So we're going to have something to talk about. And then once you have something to talk about, you got to choose a side. So which side are you on? Deti December or December in Ghana side? What does it matter? Several things are not going to happen. People are not going to stop coming. So whoever you are, whatever your wishes are, you better prepare for it. Because once we opened the gates in 2019, that was done by God. The gates are not closing, right? For the longest time in the world, historical diasporans, the progeny of enslaved Africans who were kidnapped through the transatlantic slave trade, have longed to come home to Africa.
True.
Right? And then there was an invite, right? And now people are coming. So now people know the difference between a passport and a visa. People now know you got to have yellow fever. And now everybody has a friend who they went to school with in Ghana who's been inviting them to Ghana for 20 years. And now everybody has a friend who they went to school with who's come to Ghana. So Ghana is now 3 or 2 degrees removed from every single Black person in the world. And everybody wants to come. So there is no ending to that. So you just got to get ready for it and prepare for it. One way or another, the people are going to come. What do we do with them? You see what I'm saying? Whether you call it December in Ghana, all that small conversation to spend time on. Let's spend time on how they get here, what they do when they get here, and more importantly, how does it impact Ghana when that season is over? Right? So even before we talk about expanding December, because the conversation around expanding December beyond Ghana, there has to be a number of conversations with airlines, and like it's a big global conversation around what do you do? And that's going to take a little more time. We may be 5 or 10 years out, realistically, before a real plan can be put in place and you can see those quarters. We got Easter, we got December in Ghana. We know about those things. But what can be focused on is how do we take the power of December and create impact? Like so, right? Something should be happening so that at least there's a school built. I mean, you still got Ghanaian kids learning under trees, right? In my village of Yamebetre, one of my brothers, 19 Keys, just came. He donated lights. It's a government-funded school, but they ain't got lights, right? So we're putting lights in the school. So I think there should be more things around that, right? Like around how do we extend that impact while we're here? You know what I'm saying?
Like, we have to
that's a
align
conversation we can have right now.
Yeah, we got to align what we're doing for the season around our national development strategies and policies. Because I feel like too many times when we have these conferences or these convenings or this influx of resources, right? Intellectual property, financial resources, we don't connect that to our national development strategy. And that's what's really important. Like, what about our roads? What about our waterways? What about our burgeoning workforce, right? So that takes us back to education, it takes us back to technology. So I think at the foundational things, agriculture, technology, education, roads, right? Infrastructure. And I think when we talk about 24-hour economy policy, roads are gonna help connect beyond Accra. So we keep bringing it back to beyond Accra. So roads, education, food safety and agriculture, again, you know, these are the things that are going to help beyond just infrastructure. You gotta feed the people, right? And most of our foods are being transported on heads or on motorbikes. So these are some of the things that we need to connect, like, we need roads. We need roads. We need consistent electricity, which has been great. But these are the things that will help grow beyond Accra, because once you get outside of the city, you lose some of these things. And this is what makes it hard to get the masses to, you know, Elmina or to Takoradi or to Kumasi or to Tamale or even to into the Volta region, right?
Or to
So, or right, to the eastern region. So definitely connecting the influx of resources with our planning strategies to help grow the country in meaningful ways, I think is something that needs to be touched on.
Well, Peter, what do you think? Should it be about the name, or should we be interested in the impact and what we take away from it?
I think I'm more aligned with the impact side, because with the influx of people that are coming, there's also an influx of knowledge. These are not just, there's people with, you know, highly educated people, experts that are also coming back to visit. Find ways to connect them with programs and initiatives locally. This is how you can, I mean, you can have a simple survey. Somebody landing in, okay, what is your expertise? What area do you work in? Would you like to connect with a local sector in something? And then having some sort of reach back when these people leave out, that is linking them with something. Hey, this is what Ghana is doing in such and such areas. Would you be interested in connecting? And just being able to leverage that for other things, because otherwise it's just becoming exactly. We're just it's the same thing happening. And I really love what you touched on earlier about the fact that we have these conferences and it kind of goes nowhere. In my space, in the EV space, I've been privy to just being a part of a lot of these conferences that are primarily oftentimes directed by foreign entities. They come in with their own experts. Everything is from the outside. There's no local, meaningful local contribution. And it doesn't help us. We need to get out of doing things that way. We're always reliant on things coming in and never really working locally to put out what we have to build on what we're actually doing. We're shortchanging ourselves when we go with that approach.
Well, Doc, this is when I come to you, because it looks like the whole thing has been branded around the entertainment, the festivities, the various activities. So it looks like that's what it means to almost everybody else that comes. But how do we grow out of that to derive other benefits from the season, and especially with the influx?
So I think what Peter just said is a great idea. And it's funny that you brought that up, because my sister is visiting with her children. And she's like, this is really marketed to a certain demographic, and it's about partying. And she's like, I want my children to experience Ghana and the culture. And across increasingly more cosmopolitan, so sometimes it doesn't always feel like you're in Accra, you know what I mean? And we need to think about offering additional programming for people who are coming, because like what was previously mentioned, people are coming because they have paid time off, right? So not everyone's coming to party, some are coming to experience. So we need to be more intentional around the type of programming we're offering for families, people with young children who want to see all of Ghana outside, beyond Accra. And again, connecting the expertise that are coming in with people here that can really help move agendas forward.
Dello, you've been here for 10 years plus, so you've lived through the experience, right?
I'm still living it.
You're still living it. You're still living it, actually.
Don't get it twisted. Like, we're having a serious conversation, but we party too. Like, don't get it twisted.
So you've seen it. You've seen it. You've seen what it was, and then I'm sure you've seen what it is now. Tell me about the differences or similarities, and if you think it's going down, or is it coming up?
Well,
Your own observations.
I think it would really depend on the lens through which you're seeing it. Whether you're seeing it from a customer perspective, whether you're seeing it from a business owner perspective, whether you're seeing it from a global diaspora perspective, or as Ashley mentioned, whether you're seeing it from a national development strategy perspective.
Right.
Like, that would vary. What I can share with you is through my own experiential perspective and kind of where we sit within our business and what we do. As a travel and tourism company, we're always focused on providing a holistic experience through the Adinkra Group as people come. So we're always taking people outside of Accra. So I think there is a responsibility for the private industry, the private tourism industry, to step it up and do a better job of creating some of these cultural experiences and opening them up and offering them throughout the year, right? You have some companies like Sorted Chalet and others who are experts at marketing to the party demographic. That's what they do. They know exactly who they are, what they do, and how to do it. But I think overall, people like Land Tours also offer tours year-round, right? And they have these cultural experiences. So from where I sit, I haven't seen a lot of change or difference. I mean, outside of the rise in costs, the stabilization of the dollar has been good. Now, one of the things that we're doing with the Adinkra Group is now providing a through line for individuals who actually want to move to Ghana, right? Through a new initiative called the Black Star Center, where we provide transitional housing, low-cost housing, and things like that. So we have people who come for December because we always encourage you to visit. The visit has to come first before you can move here. You can visit here, you can come and see it before you make that decision. And then through our village where I'm in Coastal Henny and Yami Betchere, we also are designing experiences outside of Accra. So I think from my own perspective and from the way that I see it, I see growth. Peter and I were just having a conversation about doing some solar in the village, putting an EV station out there, which would now make it a charge point through his company, which would now make it closer to Conforgia. So we can look at that and see how that could expand the use of electric vehicles outside. So there's a whole bunch of different things that I think we can all do. Like my partners at Oasis Beach Resort, we're looking at what we can do more there around the beach. I think there's a whole bunch that each of us can do, but I think that the responsibility of private industry shouldn't be shirked. And sometimes I just think there's too much pressure and there's too much dependence on government. Like, I don't know if people truly understand how civilizations are built, how societies are built, because sometimes here there feels like an overemphasis on government. And there are a lot of people in Ghana with money. I actually talked about, is there money in the system, but are there local Ghanaians who have wealth who's willing to invest in the infrastructure and build it? Somebody could make a killing if they build this stadium. Mr. Easy was at Detty December and said, Detty Rave, I'm sorry. And he was like, I'll commit to $2 million to, you know, if you give me the land, right? So there's a huge responsibility from private industry to step up, step their marketing up, you know, so it's like, everything can't be like, oh, government do this, government do that, government do this, government do that. No, no society can be built that way. We live at the intersection of government, nonprofit, and private corporations. Everybody has to do their job. So, I mean, we're growing in different ways. You know, there has to be a market for electric vehicles. Right?
Indeed,
that wasn't here 10 years ago.
No.
Right? But it's here now, right? It's here now. And we have our brother Peter, somebody locally who is pushing it, right? So there's definite growth. There's definite growth. The name, whatever you call it, right? This is the last thing I'll say. Whatever you call it, if we don't, the only thing that will kill it, I saw this quote from the founder of Walmart. And he said, the customer is the only person that can fire every employee of the business.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
And the only way that we'll kill this is if we do not perfect and work on our customer service in the tourism and hospitality industry. Like, that's the only thing that will kill it. That's it. Nothing can kill it except people getting tired of waiting an hour and a half for jollof. That's the only thing that will kill this, is if we don't. People will even put up with the roads. They have. We put up with the roads time after time. We put up with lights out. We put up with all of these things. But the thing that will tip it
It's the
over
customer experience.
is that if this
If it's
customer
bad-
experience doesn't increase, get better, that's when people are going to start going somewhere else.
Fair. I'll take final words from you, Ashley.
Ooh, final words. No question, just final words.
Just final words. No final thoughts on the entire experience and how we can make it better.
Ghana is the best place for Black people in the world globally right now. So we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to evolve. And I'm going to shamelessly plug that the Central Region is the most toured region in Ghana. And when you are there in Elmina, please come visit us at Altamont Beach Resort. We will see you on the 31st.
All right. Dr. Lori, final words.
Well, I want to touch on something that Peter mentioned around having these international conferences and people from outside kind of directing them. I'm happy to plug that Ghana ASCD is hosting a national conference for educators on July 18th,
July 18th.
2026,
Yeah.
where we are celebrating the brilliance and expertise of educators across the country.
Okay. What's the venue?
It's going to be at International Community School in Medina, Oshogbo.
All right.
Accra.
All right. Peter, final words.
Final words. As Ashley mentioned, Ghana is definitely the place to be, and we'll continue to improve it. And while you're here, if you're looking for an EV or looking for a charge point, look us up. Ijan, we're definitely a charge point to target. All right.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a good conversation, and I hope that whoever is listening, whoever is watching, is picking something from it. Hopefully, together, we're going to make Ghana an even more better place. You get it? And then, you know, we'll have an all year round active calendar so that we can tap in, we can pull resources from it. And then, of course, we can spread it across all sectors, all industries, and not just limit it to one space or 1 month. But gentlemen, ladies, thank you so much. This is Breakfast Daily. Stay with us. We'll be right back.